Resident Evil is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where they showed the world that scientists are the problem and Ukrainian models with guns are the solution. It starts off with some boring bullshit that nobody cares about because reading's for fucking nerds. Then it tries to get us on the side of science by reminding us that it gave us crazy straws and then breaks one. Because science is a total dick and broken and shattered is exactly how the audience feels. Luckily, someone in corporate sees that bullshit and realizes what a PR nightmare that is, so they lock everything down.
It's nothing. Fire drill.
No, it's a you're fired drill. Go fuck yourself. You guys in the elevator, don't worry, you're safe from the gas. But not from gravity, fuck you too. Now we meet this lady as she wakes up from a shower nap. She makes sure she has all the essentials. Shirts, check. Towels, check. Submachine guns and scope, check and check. Wait a second. Why the fuck are her nightgowns next to her shirts? That maid is so fucking fired. As if that's not bad enough, some little shit is playing Ding Dong Ditch.
Hello?
And then a SWAT team shoots a flashbang grenade before busting through all her fucking windows. The door's right there, dipshits. Going through 3 separate windows was really unnecessary. Plus, she's between maids right now. Your timing couldn't be worse.
What about the cop?
So they go through the mirror door, down the giant stairs, to the basement train station because fucking obviously. Then, after a train ride where her husband falls out of the closet, they make it 2 more stairs where Michelle Rodriguez tells everyone to stop. Just kidding, go. When she finally decides to ask what the fuck is happening.
I want to know what's going on here.
But she quickly regrets it.
Your marriage is a fake. The mansion above us is an emergency entrance to the Hive.
And now we're even more confused.
A top secret research facility. The Hive houses technicians, scientists, and support staff. Their research is of the highest importance.
Thanks for the guided tour, but I think she meant, why the fuck did this all happen? She should have been more specific. But this being a research facility is enough explanation for this, so they just move on. Then later, they casually mention this.
Red Queen is locked onto us.
Who's the Red Queen?
Oh yeah, the high-tech security system
State-of-the-art artificial intelligence.
that murdered the fuck out of everyone
5 hours ago, Red Queen went homicidal.
for no reason.
Why did she do it?
That we don't know.
Okay, great. Could have told us that earlier, but I'm sure you and your guns are going to do great things against gas, water, and gravity. No, but seriously, it's good you forced her to come along, because if there's one thing a commando unit needs when shit hits the fan, it's a random lady in a dress. Fucking idiots. After 30 minutes of these jackoffs pointing guns at empty rooms, the rogue AI is as bored as the audience and starts killing them off with bullshit lasers. But it makes it fun though, and we get a cross between Squid Games and Hole in the Wall where the AI is a massive cheater. It's also kind of petty, and when he wins, it goes full dickhead. Good luck, fucker. He tries the bold deer in a headlight strategy and gets cubed when he should have tried the high level just take a step back move. Oh well, they make it to the AI and are going to get some answers, but it turns out not only is it a stupid kid, but also a Brit,
Get out, you can't be in here.
which is the most insufferable combination possible.
You're all going to die down here.
So they shut it and its fucked up teeth down. Now, we're 40 minutes in, and we finally see a zombie, which is the reason they've been so jumpy with their guns.
It's okay, we're here to help.
Just kidding, they don't know anything about zombies. So why they even sent a commando team to shut down a computer when they could have just sent the Geek Squad instead is anybody's guess. I'm pretty sure the Geek Squad would even be better at dealing with the zombies. That's right, he just shot a zombie in the leg. Even the zombie can't believe this shit. She gets tired of all this stupidity and lights it up realistically. Then this jackass immediately starts in with the stupid questions.
What was all the shooting?
We found a survivor.
And you shot him?
Did she fucking stutter?
Bitch isn't standing now.
Not to be outdone, this guy throws his hat into the ring of stupid.
Looks like it's coagulated. It's not possible.
Why not?
Because blood doesn't do that until after you're dead.
That's some Steven Seagal grade stupidity, but this movie actually made money, so we're in uncharted territory.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Luckily for him, they're immediately attacked by a horde of zombies. Now everyone's stupidity has a chance to shine when most of their rounds hit this giant container that doesn't even have any zombies near it. And because the science is so solid, it does what everything does when it loses pressure, blows the fuck up. So they decide they need to get out of there.
You waited?
But oh shit, they're surrounded. And now they're not.
There's too many of them out there.
The zombies must be unionized and on break or some shit because they all just disappeared. Then, son of a bitch, someone brought their dog, and you just know they claimed it was a service animal. She tries to figure out how the fuck is a Doberman dressed up like Lady Gaga supposed to help with anything. Oh my god, you're not allowed to ask that. But it turns out you're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want when you can bust out jumping spin kicks. Of course, some jackass gets a doctor's note for their shitty dog, and the next day you got 10 of them. So she shows them how a scar is born. But there's one left, and since your dumbass wasn't paying attention, she broke your face. Now that she's pissed off PETA and gave a middle finger to the ADA, she just has to make a quick stop to bash this guy's sister with a giant ice cube.
Was she?
My sister.
And now they can teleport back to these guys.
You okay?
Just in time to find out, not only is their mission stupid, but also completely fucking pointless.
You know those glass doors we passed on the way in from the mansion? They seal shut in just under an hour.
I know that sounds stupid, but maybe they have a good reason.
Containing the incident is the only fail-safe plan they had.
Fucking idiots. Thank God you forced them to come along and get trapped too, you stupid jackass. She's finally had enough of this shit, and you can all go to hell.
Turning her back on.
That homicidal bitch killed my team.
She's already doing it, Harry. You don't have to sell her on it. But she's still a smug little bitch who starts off by roasting them.
Virtually no intelligence.
Then this guy sort of has a brain and asks what all the murder's about.
Why did you kill everybody down here?
T-virus escaped into the air conditioning system.
But don't worry, because now it's only transmittable by blood.
Virus is protean, changing from airborne to blood transmission.
So they ask why she had to kill them. Never mind, I guess they forgot about that. And the movie thinks we'll ignore that stupid shit if she just goes Milla Jovovich on some bitch zombies. Well played, movie, well played. Luckily, this idiot gets bit, and so does Rodriguez for like the 5th time on the exact same spot, and by now, it's just hilarious. No, but seriously, I'm sure she'll be just fine. She gets out of that somehow, and holy shit, these are the most pathetic zombies I've ever seen. This guy falls in the middle of like 50 of them and gets torn to pieces. Just kidding, he climbs right out because this movie's fucking terrible. Then they find out there's a cure for the zombie virus in the most ingenious way.
There's a cure.
A random epiphany.
There's a cure! You're gonna be okay.
Or maybe not.
It's gone, it's not there.
I just know we're all gonna have a big laugh about this later.
I can't.
Obviously not you, but the rest of us for sure. But not right now, because we find out this dipshit is the guy that broke the crazy straws and started all of this. In a shocking twist, he did it for her, who wanted to bring the place down because of the whole virus thing.
You have to guarantee me that you will bring this corporation down.
Sure, releasing the virus to stop the virus from being released might sound stupid. Thank you. But that's only because it is. Then, while he sang a bunch of other shit that doesn't make sense,
You wouldn't believe how much.
Where is the antivirus?
oh my god, not everything's about you. He gets blindsided by this scientist who somehow drowned in 18 inches of water. Of course he's fine, because these zombies are embarrassing, and then he sends some very mixed messages.
So fuck off. I'm missing you already.
Well, that was fucking weird, but whatever, because he's immediately taken out by what looks like shitty CGI in front of an even worse green screen. So anyways, when they catch up with him, he's desperately in need of help. But being desperate is such a turnoff,
I'm missing you already.
so fuck him. Now, they're taking the train back, and Rodriguez is either dead or sleeping. I guess sleeping, and now the rest of the ride is going to be super. Oh, thank God. The bad CGI takes out this guy first, who we all thought was already dead, while Milla covers the very important job of spinning in circles like an idiot. What's his name actually tries doing something. So fuck him too. While she's shooting bullets that do nothing, he gets up and does everything again. And because for women, nothing's ever enough, she bitches at him to do more.
Open the doors!
Motherfucker, okay. While he's at it, he'll clean up your mess while you sit there and play with that stick. Then, after she stares at it for like ever, it starts getting awkward, so he finishes it off. They make it back, and of course, she's crying while he's apologizing for some reason. When brand new people who've never been seen or mentioned before show up out of nowhere to set up a sequel that nobody wants.
I want him in the Nemesis program.
And then she suddenly wakes up, which is a perfect metaphor for the audience. Because if anyone is still in the theater at this point, it's because they fell asleep and they're definitely all alone. Resident Evil Apocalypse is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where they showed the world they're gonna keep making these things, so learn to fucking deal with it.
I'm so sorry.
It starts off with people we don't care about evacuating other people we don't care about, like the ugliest Damon brother and this stupid kid. Then, right when you're about to turn this unwatchable mess off, she gets fucking T-boned by a cement truck. Then, in the very next scene, that's 13 hours later, yet still in the middle of the day, this cop, who wears whatever the fuck she wants, just starts wasting people at the police station. Then just casually walks out like she does that shit all the time. Now it's finally nighttime, and not only does a private company get to decide who can and can't leave the city, but they can authorize themselves to massacre civilians.
Use of live ammunition has been authorized.
The only thing they can't do is lip sync worth shit.
Use of live ammunition.
Not only do they have many voices,
Sir, our men are still
Just
out
do
there.
it.
but also that son of a bitch, Scut Farkas, who at this point, I'm pretty sure is stalking me. His job is to team up with other smart people who decide the middle of town, where they can be overwhelmed from all sides, is a good place to make their stand. But just because they're all gonna die like idiots, doesn't mean they can't have a little fun and fire some rounds at each other as a silly little goof. Oh, you little rascal. Now we're back with them, who decide to team up with the weather lady for some reason,
And that's a record low for this time of year.
and hide out at this church with Steve the pirate.
I think it's big enough for all of us.
Don't tell me what. Okay, just cool it.
What do you mean, don't tell you what to do? She just said the place was big. What the fuck are you talking about?
And you, take it easy.
But real estate is her passion, and she's not gonna take it easy for anyone. Okay, fine, she'll take it easy this once. But oh shit, the church's doors don't lock for some reason. But luckily, it has the ugliest fucking crosses, and that's just as good. Now that the church is being secured by the power of Odin, they can just wait this whole thing out in complete safety.
What's that you got there?
My Emmy.
I really hope you said Miami, because that thing, being a city in Florida, is far less stupid than thinking this piece of shit is winning any fucking awards. Luckily, Carnage appears out of nowhere, and their only hope is to all split up. Then they realize how fucking stupid that is, so after Steve the pirate dies, they abandon that whole thing. Now they're showing teamwork makes the dream work, which is going great until he realizes he hasn't had any bullets
I'm out.
this entire fucking time, and Carnage laughs in his face like a total butthead. But he gets a little too cocky and doesn't see the whole motorcycle flying in from out of nowhere and launching his bitch ass across the church move, which couldn't have been any more telegraphed.
Who the fuck are you?
Sorry, but she has more important things to do than answer your stupid questions, like unnecessary backflips, killing motherfuckers with the power of Jesus, and maybe a little assist from a shotgun, ending gravity as we know it, and finally, blowing shit up with just the right mix of bullshit and awesome. While at first, her character seems like she's from a completely different movie, don't worry, that never changes. Now we're back with these guys, who are all shooting through each other, and apparently their own vehicles. But to be fair, his partner's on the other side of that. I'm sure he was aiming for him. Realizing how hopeless and stupid this whole plan was, they tell them they have an idea and to hold the line, while they bravely sacrifice themselves to buy precious seconds. They put their plan into motion and just fucking bail. Meanwhile, they know the safest place to be in a zombie movie is a graveyard. things are looking bleak when he's finally had enough and busts out the limp wrist tomahawk chop that completely wrecks James Brown's shit, which she finds so inspirational, she forgets she has 5 fucking guns and starts donkey kicking bitches left and right. Then they make their escape by just walking away with purpose. Now we see an elite tactical unit hiding out in a theater for some reason when Clint Howard, who's fucking jacked now, shows up with a goddamn rocket launcher. But they're the best of the best and know that trash cans and leaning against walls are the perfect cover against rocket launchers. Realizing that piece of shit's useless now, he's forced to go to Plan B, a minigun with 5,000 rounds. The movie never tells us what the fuck his problem is, but who cares, because he just turns around and walks away like a boss, which is so badass. Now things get interesting when Rat Damon calls them up and wants to play a game.
Are you ready to make a deal?
They're just wandering around aimlessly anyways, so sure, why not? He gives them 2 choices. First choice.
His daughter, Angela.
We find her, he'll help us escape the perimeter.
No fucking deal.
While I do like your style, we should at least hear the other choice.
Precision tactical nuclear device.
Raccoon City will be completely sanitized.
No fucking deal.
My man's consistent, you gotta give him that. But this nuke is no fucking joke.
What yield? 5 kilotons.
What does that mean?
That whoever wrote this is fucking stupid and you'll probably be just fine. But he's turning into a zombie soon anyways, so he doesn't get a vote and they decide to save the stupid kid.
It's bullshit!
I know, bro, I know.
She's hiding out in her school.
So they're headed to school like a bunch of fucking nerds when she tries to warn them.
Wait, there's something down there.
I don't see anything.
The only thing that pisses him off more than saving kids is nothing.
I'm getting sick of this bullshit.
But nothing is sick of getting shit on all the time, so it lights him the fuck up. Then she spots Clint, and oh shit, he's in one of his moods again. You guys need to get the hell out of here.
Just go!
She thinks she can get through to him since they're both big-name A-listers, but he totally botches this double pistol trust jump. It's clear he's going through some shit right now. And since she doesn't have time for a whole thing, she just flies away normally. Meanwhile, they're stealing a car and just forget about the whole zombie thing so they can talk about their feelings or some shit.
I'm sorry about your friend.
And while they got to admit, his hatred for that little girl
No fucking deal.
was pretty damn funny.
It's bullshit!
She could have sworn he was supposed to become a zombie or something.
You'll become one of them.
And son of a bitch, you just know she's gonna say I told you so and be completely insufferable. So she kills him again, the most disrespectful way possible, Steven Seagal style, only with less crying. Now things are awkward, but she's a woman and I told you so's are her life, so it was totally worth it. This guy flags them down and tells them that now that he's gone, they have to take him along if they want to be Oscar eligible.
Lloyd Jefferson Wayne.
They make it to the school.
We're gonna have to split up.
Because that worked out great last time. After an intense firearms lesson.
I've never shot a gun before. There's nothing to it.
And zero planning on what to do if someone actually finds the little shit, they split up. Now's her chance to prove she's not just a weather lady with delusions like Steven Seagal.
My Emmy.
But also a worthless idiot like Steven Seagal. Then, a minute later, she shows up even though she's supposed to be in the basement.
Take the first floor. You take the second. I'll take the basement.
And not only are all the zombies gone, but the little shit
You can't help her.
has been here the whole time.
We should hurry before they come back.
Now that she's gone, she's gonna have to pick up the slack when it comes to saying stupid shit.
Angela Ashford, huh? That's a pretty grown-up name for a little girl.
And I think we'll be just fine. Things are going great until they run into zombie dogs who will straight up jump kick a gun out of your motherfucking hands. Now he's going for a 6-spin kick when... Scut motherfucking Farkas! The real star of the movie saves the day again and... Oh well, fuck him and his yellow eyes. Just to be a dick, she turns the gas on and tries to blow him up, but fails hilariously. Luckily, she's been sitting here smoking for several minutes instead of helping. And holy shit, that's just good science. Anyways, she tries to talk for some reason.
When I was little, I had to walk on crutches.
So they tell her nobody cares and she has an old lady name, so please shut the f up. Then this guy busts in and she thinks quick.
She's infected.
Until this guy ruins it.
Don't shoot, don't shoot.
So they let him know they have the little brat Damon. And the smartest place to drop her off is right where they're sending the nuke.
I suggest you make haste.
But when they get there, the whole thing's a setup involving counterfeit Michael Winslow, whose voice is different every time he speaks.
Perimeter is secure.
They want her and Clint to fight to the death, but f you, not happening.
No.
So he turns him into Splat Damon. And now sure, why not? What comes next is the single best hand-to-hand fight between a small girl and a man in a giant rubber suit who's also wearing a dress. Realizing this is dangerously close to Seagal territory, they lose their shit and start murdering everyone, which is ironically even more Seagal territory. Now they're flying away for reals, as slow as possible, and even though they leave at night, it's like fucking noon now, and they're only right here. Then the stupid pilot launchpad McQuacks it. Luckily, this is nothing, and she's just fine, and will be back to sleep snorkeling in no time. She just has a little amnesia.
Can you remember anything?
Which is no biggie. Oh shit!
I remember everything.
That includes Game of Thrones Season 7 and 8. You are so fucked. The worst part is we never find out what the fuck is going on here. But whatever, because then she kills a guy with her mind, or maybe he's just at the same point in the movie that the audience is, in which case I understand. Resident Evil Extinction is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where she showed the world what it looks like to do an entire movie of filler in a franchise that's already nothing but filler. Speaking of, it starts off by just playing the first movie again because filling 87 minutes is really hard to do. But like everyone else, the movie only remembers the laser scene and that normal hospital with the falling pizza cutters before she's taken out by the flying saucer gun. This version is so much better than the original. After dumping her into the pile of dead Millas, the real movie can finally begin. To the movie's credit, it lets you know right away that if you're holding out hope that this franchise can redeem itself,
The virus didn't just wipe out human life. Lakes and rivers dried up.
then you can eat shit. So the virus kills fucking water, but whatever, because it turns out being a pile of dead bodies is just a flesh wound, and when she's not doing that, she's trying to save this baby, which is a trap. fucking obviously, because there's no way a baby would ever agree to be in this.
You bitch.
That's a bit harsh, but fair. Then the movie goes from fucking stupid to total dog shit.
You shot the bastard!
By the way, that's his mom.
Every time, mama.
Because a mom cheering on her rapist son is the kind of shit people want in a Resident Evil movie. Then again, maybe it's just a Utah thing. Thankfully, he's a bitch who dies with one kick.
Jesus Christ, he's dead!
So they respond by letting out Lady God Dogs, who immediately attack them. And we can pretend this never happened. Now we get a harsh dose of what it's really like in a post-apocalyptic world, where the most important things are eyeliner and keeping those teeth sparkling white. But for the zombies, they're just working hard to make an honest living and provide for their families, like Stevie, who has 3 kids and a wife with type 2 diabetes and works at this convenience store that's really been struggling since there's only like 100 people who are still alive. Oh, son of a bitch, that is really not helping.
Sorry about this, Stevie.
You say that, but it was like 100-yard shot. I'm not buying it was an accident. Now the pump's not working. And after trying everything she can think of, and seeing Stevie is being a lazy fuck, she goes to complain to the manager. But the manager is doing one of those swinging nap things, so she jacks her diary and tells Stevie she gets there's a crow eating his eye, but she's the customer and this is total bullshit. Now we're back with these guys who forget what movie they're even in.
Gonna rent me a porno.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure the movie did too. It also never tells us why they're even in here, but when you have the chance to kill off one of your main characters stupidly, you just have to go for it. Then he remembers, oh yeah, the only time anyone ever dies is when they split up, so they should probably stop doing that. Luckily, you can barely see the tiny scratch, so we can just forget about it, and I'm sure it'll never come up again. Then we get a special appearance by Gary fucking Busey, who spends the entire movie doing intellectual things. Just kidding. He goes full Gary Busey. Now she's reading all the juicy details from the manager's diary, including what Stevie's really like when we get this game changer. Turns out, this isn't just the worst map of Alaska anyone has ever seen, but the exact location of a town or some shit. I guess the name's not important, since Alaska's so small and this giant circle's good enough, or maybe she should have read the fucking date. But she is under a lot of stress, what with her bike and the desert, trying to get out of being in this movie by just floating the fuck away whenever she's not looking. Nice try, Earth. But you ain't getting out of this shit that easy. The next day, the eyeliner lady wakes up bright and early, ready to get a fresh start. Holy fucking shit! While everyone's losing their shit because there's a pissed off crow outside, beat out of its fucking mind, she uses her deep knowledge of ornithology,
keep quiet,
to get the situation under control. Never mind, giving him the silent treatment just pisses him off more. Because that's what it always does, you goddamn idiot.
Damn it.
Now it's their turn, and they one-up her on the stupid by attacking the hundreds of birds with tens of bullets. House knows he needs to bring his A-game to compete with these heavy hitters, so he does the only thing he could think of, crash the giant bus into this tiny pole. While they could easily just back up and go around it, fuck that, they're gonna move everyone to the van instead. If you're wondering how they can fit 30-something people into this little area, don't worry, they got that covered. They know most of them are gonna die doing this stupid shit anyways, so it should all work itself out. Then, son of a bitch, they let a little thing like a zombie apocalypse distract them from their 100,000-mile spark plug replacement, and now it's spitting fire all over the place. He's thinking now would be a great time for their Mary Sue to show up, but she can't believe he would call her a Mary Sue, so after she blows up all the bad guys with her thoughts, she demands an apology. Then later, he introduces her to their leader.
She's the one who put this convoy together.
And has this whipped cream trick she's not gonna believe that comes in handy way more often than you'd expect. Which is nice, because she's also a fucking idiot.
They were all talking about what you did, and they're scared.
Then tell them someone that can explode zombies with their fucking mind is really useful in a world overrun by zombies, so if they have a problem with that, then they can eat shit. Plus, she found this juicy diary that not only has the deets on who Stevie was crushing on, but also that stupid Alaska thing.
Alaska?
I don't know. I didn't fucking draw it, but I think that's what it's supposed to be.
This convoy trusts me with their lives.
Oh, really? And how's that been working out? So now she's being all pissy since she got put in her place, and I'm pretty sure is trying to sabotage them.
Vegas. It's the only place we're sure to find gasoline.
That's the dumbest shit they've ever heard.
Vegas is too damn dangerous.
Yeah, that place is gonna be crawling with them sons of bitches.
And there's no chance they'll ever do that.
Vegas is really bad.
Oh my god, that is so brilliant. They are all in. There, they find a shipping container and can hear the cries of people who are trapped inside. They tell them to just hold tight. They're not gonna let them die in there. They're gonna die out here. It's not clear where or why they were being shipped in the first place, or how this gets them closer to Alaska. But we do get to see her legendary leadership skills, and a whole bunch of hip tosses and jump kicks before doing the classic flying spinner to carry white combo. But oh shit, she freezes up and forgets her line, which is the not Mary Sue, blows everything up again and rides away on a magical rainbow unicorn. And, oh yeah, that little scratch he got like 3 days ago, he figures now is as good of a time as any, and tries eating his co-star like he's Steven Seagal or something. This whole thing is turning into a colossal failure, and she snaps out of it to remind her it was all her idea. Meanwhile, Jorah's curing his grayscale, and doing it in a Resident Evil movie is somehow better than the pile of shit that show turned into.
Just die.
Nice try, bro. But there's plot armor for everyone because that show got fucking stupid. Now, they're trying to break in, but son of a bitch, there's a fence, so that's not happening.
You know it.
They had a good run, but know when they've been beat, so they say their goodbyes before heading their similar ways. But oh shit, he's going the wrong way and doesn't want to look like an idiot by having to flip a bitch after that whole emotional goodbye thing. So he just goes straight and hopes for the best. Satisfied that he managed to pull it off, he celebrates with his self-rolled tobacco like a total psycho. They all try warning him how dangerous smoking can be, but it's too late. In a tragic twist, the fence opens up for mysterious reasons right around the same time. Then, she shows why she's the leader and makes the gutsy decision to take like 20 people in this helicopter all the way from Nevada to Alaska.
You're not coming?
She starts thinking of all the reasons this is really fucking stupid and not gonna work, but there's so many and not enough time, so she just says no. Now that they're gone, she can finally do whatever and this shit can end. And I guess now she's a star child or some shit. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's fucking stupid. Never mind, it's just a giant baby her. Perfectly normal shit. And now I think it's dead. Way to go. Anyways, back to normal shit. Not baby Milla and Jorah, who somehow messed up the grayscale cure, which is literally just cutting it off. I swear to God, that show still pisses me off. But anyways, they do some run-of-the-mill tentacle hand fighting. Then mix it up a bit by Fusro dying each other. Then he thinks he has her right where he wants her. Sorry, bro, but she says you don't. And her husband wrote this, so I'm going with her. Now, it's the epilogue that completely forgets the virus ate all the water. But who cares? Because the important thing is she's threatening these people.
'Cause I'm coming for you.
We don't know or care about. And there's a ton of baby Millas that we really don't care about. The only thing we do care about is that poor Stevie is still there. Resident Evil Afterlife is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where she showed the world that if people are gonna keep paying to see these,
Why?
she's gonna milk the shit out of them.
I don't know if I can do this much longer.
Just until they start being terrible, then only like 5 more. It starts off in Tokyo, where the Wicked Witch of the East is just standing in the rain like a total idiot. When this guy gives her the "is everything okay" look, which is the Japanese equivalent of the middle finger, she loses her shit and eats him in the crosswalk. If you're confused, then who fucking cares? Because none of this has anything to do with anything. Now, it's 4 years after that pointless shit, and Milla's still an amazingly written character who can fucking fly now. Which perfectly complements her very subtle and realistic go fuck yourself power. So she's basically God now, and nothing can stop her except her one weakness: a guy magically appearing out of nowhere. That would have been the end of it if this sick and sadistic son of a bitch didn't take things too far. So now there's a bunch of Millas for reasons that can't possibly matter.
Is that any way to treat a lady?
And sure, they may be a little off, but they know a war crime when they see one. So take some sideways magic bullets, you ungentlemanly fucks. Now we see the boss of whatever this place is.
Flood the main entrance with nerve gas.
And the fact there's even a button for that shows this guy's legit.
Our men are still up there. Any more questions?
That wasn't a question, but it's only a zombie apocalypse and people are easily replaced. After scheduling an interview with a promising up-and-comer named Stevie, we get a giant pile of insulting bullshit from the mind of a 3rd grader hopped up on red vines and meth. He decides this is getting too outlandish and flies the corporate tilt rotor through a twisty bomb in protest. But son of a bitch, that tiny explosion only took out like 9 Millas. So there's plenty more out there asking stupid questions.
Any last words?
And having shitty reflexes instead of just winning. Turns out the Mary Sue shit was getting out of hand.
All those powers of yours? Well, you can kiss all those goodbye.
Because this isn't Star Wars.
Thank you.
This this franchise has far more integrity.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Then we find out the writer was being super fussy because they skipped their nap that day, so the plane he forgot he was supposed to be flying crashes into a fucking mountain. But she's perfectly fine for reasons we never learn, because at that point, the writer was in timeout. She's a professional though, and buys some time by just reading the fucking screen.
May 3rd, 1600 hours. 177 days without signs of life. I'm at 58.37 degrees north, 134.58 degrees west.
After telling us how much battery she has left and that she's currently recording, she remembers that she's also supposed to be flying. That is so hard to keep track of. When she's not fly vlogging, she's visiting plane graveyards and jacking people's diaries. But she can't find any dirt on Stevie, so this is total bullshit. But no time for that, because she hasn't live streamed in over 2 hours, so her fans are getting antsy in their pantsy, and she drops these bombshells.
May 3rd, 1930 hours. An empty field. And a beach.
Now the writer's back and sipping on yoo-hoos when this cootie-infested homeless lady attacks from out of nowhere. That shit wasn't cool. So no more booby spider for you. Later, she uses the "I'm just really stupid" excuse.
I don't even know my name.
Carlos.
And she and Carlos become besties.
Perhaps you can cut me loose now.
Fuck you, and take a trip to Los Angeles, which is somehow unaffected by the whole zombie apocalypse thing. Then she spots these guys in desperate need of help and tells them to just hold tight as she tries to nail them with her plane. No, but seriously, she's here to help. Fuck! Stop ducking! Fine, how about a compromise? She'll crash her plane, but she's not gonna fucking help.
So, you're here to help us, right?
Yeah.
So eat shit, you mutant cross between Joaquin Phoenix and Ron Jeremy. Now, we're gonna need you to stop existing until it's convenient, while they show her the many ways that they're really fucking stupid. But first, he has to light the prison torches to make themselves more noticeable. In fact, most of their time is spent replacing torches. Like these fuckers that you just know is a massive pain in the ass. They also have a brother character who needs to break out of a prison inside a prison, and I hate this movie so fucking much. Luckily, the writer was still riding high off of a sick fort he made and came up with a truly inspired reason.
The man is a killer.
How can you be so sure?
I can see it in his eyes.
He looks kinda weird, but seriously, looking like this isn't helping your case. So now, he takes one of his daytime torches so she can take a weapon shower. But son of a bitch, this old guy is doing some Steven Seagal level perving. Look, motherfucker, the only way you get to see her naked is by watching pretty much any movie she's ever been in. No fucking way. It's her first day. Nobody's gonna believe that a flower monster dragged Steve Ballmer down a urinal hole. But that's the normalest shit that's happened in 4 movies, so nobody questions any of it.
So these things can just burst out anywhere?
Gotta get out of this place.
You guys need to stop being pussies. This is nothing more torches can't fix.
Are you crazy?
No, just poorly written.
This is a mistake.
This whole franchise was a mistake, so fucking deal with it. His Mission Impossible level escape plan of just sitting there worked flawlessly.
I was wondering how long it would take.
Most prisoners do.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
For the love of God, yes, let's move this shit along.
Claire.
I don't know you.
I'm your brother, remember?
Motherfucker!
Look, she suffered some sort of memory loss. If you really are her brother, it'll come back.
Because he could be bluffing and just got lucky on guessing her name, which, by the way, is Carlos now, and then swung for the fences that she'd also have amnesia. She's right to be skeptical, but it's also irrelevant and never really comes up. So after going on a field trip, they split up to do normal things like welding while they talk about how it's his last day before retirement. And some prison elevator swimming right after we learn her entire touching backstory.
I was a swim champ back in high school.
And now she feels like a part of the family. Let's check in with them. Great, back to you guys. Alright, luckily, they have their shit together and reinforce the gate the smartest way possible. Checkmate, bitches. Oh, what the fuck? There was an axe there. That shouldn't be possible. Every part of this was a massive failure, which is about what we all expected. Now, Ron Phoenix is trying to leave in the plane, and I have no idea why they care.
Don't do this!
They're not gonna use it, and he's completely worthless. But fuck it, might as well chase after him, because you're likely to catch him, and you'll have so many options when you do. Fucking idiots. Turns out, the FAA is total bullshit, and literally everyone can fly a plane with zero training. Sure, he skins his knee a bit, but shit happens. As terrible as someone they hate leaving with something they don't want is, they have bigger problems. No, not that. Carlos also forgot how fucking belts work. So Milla thinks quick and tells them to hide in the elevator before exploding it with a prison bomb. Which works perfectly to confuse the shit out of them while they're trying to figure out whose side she's on, and they're falling to their deaths. She's constructing a harness. She appreciates you guys waiting patiently. Now get fucked. Then the writer found out they were making him those dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets and was so fucking pumped that she goes full Die Hard. Then changes her mind mid-jump, and now the attachment point is a completely different place, so now she's Indiana Jones. But fuck that, cause now she's Spider-Man. And fuck this cable too, it's just holding her back. Then she spots him, who's still pissed about that elevator shit. And they start shooting each other. But these fuckers keep getting in the way. Eventually, she makes it to base. And now he can't touch her, since the showers were compromised and the whole reason they're trying to leave in the first place.
Gotta get out of this place.
They head back there because they forgot, or the writer's stupid, or who fucking cares why.
All right, you're next.
I can't do it.
Then don't. Nobody gives a shit. You're not important. And that problem solved itself. But now they gotta deal with this nice gentleman who not only has a giant meat tenderizer, but is fucking jacked.
Thanks, Sparky.
You're welcome, bro. And Carlos, bless her heart, tries her best. But nobody's allowed to be cool in these movies but her. And after a life-changing experience where somebody stole his nose, the writer was inspired to take it to the next level by having her just shoot him again with the same gun. And this time, things are completely different. Now they're on a boat going into fog. Just shut up and don't ask questions. And now, they're on a bigger boat. They were gonna switch boats 5 or 6 more times, but the writer's crayon was getting all flat, which he hates, so he tries to wrap it up instead. Now there's pod people or some shit. But it really doesn't matter because nothing in these movies ever do. Great! The guy from the beginning nobody gives a shit about.
Why am I not surprised?
Because these movies are fucking terrible. And hey, the other guy nobody cares about. They'd have been here a lot earlier if they didn't try and chase you off the building like a bunch of fucking idiots. Now, the writer just wanted to go watch cartoons, so I don't know, she kicks a plate of knives or some shit. So she stabs him in the brain and shoots him with her pennies. And they shoot him about 50 times. But god damn it, this movie won't fucking end.
Come on!
She lets them know he was in such a rush that he got complacent and didn't check the spark plugs. Resident Evil Retribution is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where she showed the world that if you're still watching these, then you get what you deserve. It starts off with time moving backwards, which gives us hope that it'll keep going to before this piece of shit was made. But go fuck yourself, we're 5 movies in. You should know by now, the herpes of movie franchises isn't going away that easy.
My name is Alice.
Yeah, we know. A bunch of shit happened, and then didn't happen, and then re-happened. Nobody fucking cares. Let's just move on. So now, the lady who stopped being in these 2 movies ago because we thought she had self-respect, but was actually just busy dyeing her hair, which is massively important during a zombie apocalypse, is back. But no time for that, because now Milla's doing that thing she does, where she drowns and dies, and then wakes up as Taylor Swift.
Come on, babe.
Which is a little weird, but she's able to shake it off. And the Deuce Bigelow guy's back. I'm glad there wasn't any bad blood. And don't blame me, but they have a daughter who's deaf. And she never misses a chance to rub that shit in.
I heard that.
Well, that makes one of you. Then son of a bitch, he gets coffee on his shirt. Shit. This is the worst day ever. Oh, come on. You gotta let him change shirts first, or the other zombies will think he's a slob. Luckily, his wife and kid got his back. Just kidding. They hide in the attic and forget he ever existed. When they're sure Daddy's dead, they make a break for it. On the plus side, it can't get any worse than this.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Motherfucker, starting now. And if you think she can't be any less likable, then fuck you. Check out this shit. Now this alpha female is showing the patriot. Oh my god. That was definitely a man's fault. But thankfully, they're okay. I mean them, not you. That's what you get for wearing your death trap.
Oh,
They go inside this house so they'll be easier to corner when she gets an idea. They'll hide in this closet, and when a zombie gets really close, tell her she had a good run, but it's just not working out. She's hiding in the closet, fucking get her! But it doesn't work, and that dick's head goes after Jova Swift. Look what you made her do! Then this stranger appears out of nowhere, and oh my god, the fuck is on your shirt? But I guess it doesn't matter, because now she's in Japan. Reliving her movies. And I'm pretty sure this is hell. Now she's in the Matrix, beating some Japanese ass with a chain and padlock. For reasons that make more sense, the less you know. And now she's somewhere else when some random lady shows up.
My name is...
Nobody fucking fucking cares? Let's move this shit along.
Now the real question is,
It's gotta be the dress. What the fuck is that about?
why don't I just cancel your contract right now?
That sounds more like a question for you. And seriously, the fuck is with the dress and high heels? We're several years into a zombie apocalypse. Does she not realize this?
You can kill her if you like.
Okay, Max Headroom, but she already knew that, and that doesn't answer the dress thing. Speaking of confusing shit.
Her orders are to recapture you if possible, terminate you if necessary. She will stop at nothing to prevent you escaping to the surface.
The reason for that is who fucking knows. He never tells us, and nobody ever asks.
Ice.
Fuck you, I'm not bailing you out of this one. Now these guys show up with their magical disappearing coats and fight their way through security, who are both blind and deaf, because the ADA is no fucking joke. But they take a wrong turn somewhere, and son of a bitch, now they're in Moscow. They're not even zombies, that's just how they are out there. But they've got it easy. She has to raise a fucking kid now.
Mommy!
And just when she thinks it can't get any worse,
What happened to your clothes and your hair?
motherfucker! Now all the characters are played by actors from the other movies, since nobody will hire them because they played characters in the other movies.
Your problem, not ours.
Just wait until the Fast and the Furious is done, then it'll definitely be yours. But she couldn't even make it into the Meg 2, so fuck you all. Then, in a truly impressive display of incompetence that would make Steven Seagal proud, they fire thousands of rounds and hit literally everything but what they're aiming at. Eventually, they get bored of this and just fucking leave. So they go to the subway, and it turns out the bumper sticker lady is so insufferable that the zombies wanted nothing to do with her.
You know how to use this?
I campaigned for gun control.
Great! This is Hollywood, so being a hypocrite is what you do best.
Congratulations.
Your prize, a stupid little kid.
You're going? You said you wouldn't leave.
No, that was your real mom, who's dead right now. She died screaming for help. You probably could have saved her. They're still in Moscow, and at this point, are just vandalizing shit. But Russia is one of the worst places for foreigners to fuck around in. And that guy wasn't even a foreigner. This is one of those super zombies whose only weakness is a terrible driver. If you're expecting her because she's Asian, then shame on you. It's actually her, but because she's a woman. And I know, I already did that joke earlier. But they've driven twice and crashed twice, so fucking deal with it. And this next one isn't her fault. That escalator came out of nowhere. Now everything's going great. Now everything's going.
Where'd you find these guys?
They're here to rescue her, so she went to rescue them, and now has to show them how to get out with her magical glasses. Now stop wasting her time with these stupid fucking questions. Then, just as they're leaving, this guy comes back. And I guess the zombies take hostages now. But fuck that, she don't play those games, so she shoots at the hostage out of pure principle. Thank you, sir. Both of them were just terrible. But motherfucker, nobody's allowed to do cool shit in these movies except for her.
What are you doing?
She's telling her husband, and heads are gonna fucking roll.
Don't do this.
Nobody asked you, and what the hell's wrong with your mouth?
What are you doing? Don't do this.
Never mind, we don't have time for this. She's got some total bullshit to get to. Now that the Mary Sue's gone, they can stop hiding and start killing. She went to the Steven Seagal Firearms Academy and knows pushing the guns as you fire adds a shitload of velocity to every casing from the fully sub-automatic clip. Now that she's got this shit on lockdown, we'll see how she's doing. Apparently she can fly, it just never came up before, and they must have been doing something wrong, cause she does the same shit, only this time it works. Back to them. And now it's their turn to do the highly advanced tactic of just fucking leaving. Except for this guy, who stays back for no real reason.
Cease your firing, or I'll execute her.
Nice try, lady, but he has no idea who the fuck that is. So unless it's a hot Chinese girl wearing a ridiculous red dress, which is exactly his type, then you can eat, oh my fucking god. He said what he said, and she'll probably do some of that ninja shit. Never mind. He just fucking dies. Thanks a bunch. Now they see a bunch of CGI Millas, but no time for that because this guy's still not dead. He's just narcoleptic. So they fly away to safety while everything explodes and Moscow floods for obvious reasons. So the day is saved and it's all over unless they do something really stupid. Motherfucker! Now they gotta swap insurance, do a report, it's a whole thing. And what a surprise! That sub didn't stand a chance.
Told you she'd have a plan.
The old get captured and let everyone around her die so she can get stranded in the freezing cold wearing half a dress plan. That's classic what's-her-face. Then we get a girl fight, which is another word for gymnastics because that's how they fight. But it turns out she had a booby spider the whole time. We just never noticed because that's not what her eyes are. Meanwhile, Rodriguez is sternum-punching bitches during the beginning stage of ventricular repolarization, which is a dick move. Sometimes these things just work themselves out and she falls through the ice and dies. But it's not over for some fucking reason, and now they're at the White House.
I see you've made yourself at home.
Also, we get to be a part of this. Sorry, bro, she's only into guys with beards and Marty McFly vests. But not you. Resident Evil, the final chapter, is the Milla Jovovich mega blockbuster hit movie where she showed the world that if you're a true fan who's been following this franchise since the beginning, then you're an idiot. Go fuck yourself. It starts off in that pesky past that keeps fucking changing. And now the whole zombie thing is all because of Greta and Aria. Also, they never existed.
Never.
And he's his boss, even though he fired him a few movies ago.
That's an order.
Like I said, you're an idiot, go fuck yourself. Anyways, she's in DC enjoying some of that sweet zombie death water when, son of a bitch, one of those Seagal zombies they created as a big joke attacks her. But since they're both high-ranking members in the terrible movie community, she's well aware that the easiest way to beat a Seagal without having to touch him is to just move away from his little T-Rex arms while he flops around like a largemouth bass. Now that's so fucking dragons! But now she has a Hummer somehow that can do sick jumps from flat ground Oh shit! It looks like she's done for, but then the writer pulls out the old "what if there's a fucking mine next to her or some shit" move. Fucking brilliant! And that is definitely what claymores do. Then we get another shocking revelation.
Wesker, he led you here to Washington. He pretended to give you your powers back, and then he betrayed you.
Which means, in the last movie, he sent people to rescue her and bring her back to him so he could just fucking bail. Which makes it by far the smartest and most coherent movie in the entire franchise.
Make it right.
Not a fucking chance. Now she's doing some of the best woman drive. Quarter mile down the road, a new record. But she still has 417.75 to go when, son of a bitch, biker ninjas. So they give her one of their trademark snatch beatings. Then she kills them all. So we never learned what the fuck that was about. And I'm sure it's for the best. Now, she's definitely got this whole driving thing down. And that's still one of her better attempts. So instead, she's Forrest Gumping it, along with your average fan of this franchise. But those people are fucking gross. So after a quick fight, with the employee turned monster turned dead turned boss, she knows there's no way I'm gonna make the same joke for the third. Anyways, she wakes up in the pissiest mood. Oh my god, they were just trying to inject some crazy shit into your face with a massive needle while you were unconscious. You don't have to be such a bitch.
We should have killed him when we had the chance!
We already have a Seagal, so we're gonna call you FBI. And don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances to lie about this later. Holy shit, it's that one lady she just happened to run into in Las Vegas, Alaska. And now wherever the fuck this is. You're here because, let me guess, terrible driving.
Crashed here. Doc and the others pulled me from the crash.
Oh my god, her too!
She's a stranger. You should have dropped her. You put it down! I said you put it down!
She's been a stranger the whole time. No idea why that's a problem now, or why you're gonna shoot everyone else. Classic FBI. They get out of this one by distracting us with a Kevin Hart cameo, and now we're somewhere else.
I rode in here, someone was watching me.
I can't believe anyone watches these either, but here we are. That night, her movement finally catches up with her.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Probably an excessive amount of cuts and rip off Kurt Russell.
We're gonna kill every last one of them.
Then she blows everyone's mind by fire exploding the entire building. Oh my god, that explains why they spent all day setting that up. They were right to be confused. So she ziplines to safety, but fuck everyone else, because that's not her problem. A few seconds and roughly 500 cuts later, this guy shows up who he knows a martial artist for obvious reasons. I know this is your first Resident Evil, but the worst thing you can do is try to look cool while not being her.
You're not too smart.
The second worst is thinking things that happen matter, and everyone's just fine. They don't know anything about that giant fire explosion thing. You're probably making it up. In fact, they even created new people.
We want to come.
Which makes it so much more devastating when these beloved characters are immediately killed off. But luckily, he was able to tell them about the secret entrance, which it turns out is just fucking jumping. Now they're inside and pretty much dry when we get this shocking revelation.
He murdered over 7 billion people.
Or as Steven Seagal calls it, rookie numbers.
My programming will not allow me to harm an employee of the Umbrella Corporation.
So she asks her, then what the fuck was all this about? Never mind, I guess we're just going with it. 'Cause I guess it's not a plot hole if you just fucking ignore it. Now they're getting their asses handed to them by the ventilation system. And oh my god, you couldn't hold on for like 2 more seconds. You basically murdered her. But whatever, she was dead weight anyways, so fuck her. This guy gets it, but the ventilation system's not done wrecking their shit. And even the floor and walls are getting in on it. So now it's just her and Mike Tomlin. So now it's just her, and she takes out Venom with a combination of acrobatics, chain whips, and the good old-fashioned double-double. Then goes into total bitch mode. Oh my god, all he did was sneak up and grab you in a place where monsters are jumping out of nowhere. Chill the fuck out. Then we get a classic Resident Evil callback when the movie says, hey, remember these empty bags from 15 years ago? Well, fuck you, now they're full of weapons. Which means things are about to get even dumber, so he wakes up his boss employee.
Then why am I awake?
I tried.
Save your breath. I know exactly what's happening.
Look, motherfucker, you're lucky he doesn't know if he can fire you or if he should quit, and by the time he figures it out, the moment's passed. Now she's finally got you right where she wants you.
This is what you're after, yes?
She definitely knows what that is, but explain it anyways so she knows that you know.
The antivirus, the cure to all this.
In that case, no, she couldn't give less of a shit. She's here because stupid people keep paying to see these. It doesn't go any deeper than that.
That's sweet.
Fuck you. Then we find out Jorah's like a robot or something. The movie never explains it because they never fucking do. Now she's interrupted by future Milla from Resident Evil 26, where she travels back in time with the Harlem Globetrotters and Darkwing Duck. I know how that sounds, but trust me, it's actually pretty organic.
The Trinity of bitches.
Sure, if that helps. Then the guy who can dodge bullets, take knives to the brain, and shotgun blast to the face tentacles is taken out by a fucking door. To be fair, they never actually tried that, so this one's on them.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't mind, she has her own shit to deal with, so please fuck off.
Let's get dangerous.
So they go to fight Jorah Robot, and things aren't going so great when they go back to that fucking laser room for like the 100th time. When he gets some terrible news. She forgot what this was, but you really want it, so she's gonna take it. Then she makes it out, and oh shit, there's only a minute left, but it's not clear what the fuck that means. But she's pretty sure she's supposed to drink this, because why else would she have it? Then son of a bitch, now there's 2 Jorahs. Could this shit please just end?
Abominations!
Exactly, thank you so much. And you guys are great too. Still don't know how the timer fit in, but who cares? This shit's finally over. Everyone's dead forever and ever. Finally a happy ending.